Let us pray. Almighty God, we ask for your blessing and wisdom upon this Parliament. Direct and prosper our proceedings to the peace and welfare of the people of Solomon Islands. We ask this in the name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you. Parliament resumes.
Bills, Committee of Supply. The 2025 Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2025.
Honourable members, the House will resolve again into a Committee of Supply to continue consideration of the 2025 Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2025. Honourable members, we are now in the Committee of Supply to continue consideration of the 2025 Supplementary Appropriation Bill 2025. And again, may I remind all members that when we consider each head, the Standing Order 64.3 requires that any debate on a head must be confined to the policy of the service for which the money is to be provided. And hereon, we'll begin where we left off yesterday. We're still on consideration of the advance warrants, part 2 of the recurrent, and the head that we will start with today. I think there are only 2 heads left for these advance warrants. The first one is head 28, Ministry of Mines, Energy and Rural Electrification. Please refer to pages 117 to 120 of the PAC report, and I think you refer to those pages, page 2 of the bill. The question here is that the sum of $31,688,659 for head 28 stand part of the schedule. Again, if any member wishes to comment on this head, the Public Accounts Committee findings and recommendations of the head are on page, I again repeat, page 117 to 119 of the report. Any member wishes to comment on this head, on those pages, before I put the question? Thank you, Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Mr. Chairman. Sir, this lab bloyumi law on it's been a discussion for a number of years. May like an update no more long. Where are we with the functionality law that facility? Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sorry, Chairman. Yes, I think Labia, Baham Kamlo, Sola, by the Kamlem later, time local development. But just for answer my question, the leader is me able for receiving secure funding for the phases of the laboratory. For starting off now waka for this lab, and this an additional allocation of $10 million will come in an additional supplementary to continue with that very important project. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable MP for East Malaita.
Thank you, Chairman. I just like for Minister just explaining come normal. Inside there are two consultancy fees. On the item 22105 and 22105, two for everyone. Not to follow consultancy fee up here. Blow for what? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. This 22105. Yes, before me, I think this all funding, for three components. The first one, 14 Hydro Development Project Office. And then we have the Community Benefit Sharing Project. We have also come under the Hydro program, but it's one program where we look for help, not communities. So development projects for communities. And then final one is the project office, technical office, where I'm staff inside the Ministry of Mines and Energy and Rural Electrification. So the consultancy fees are there, 22105, below staff, where will be salary block staff, and additional community benefit sharing project here, where we won almost $2 million. And for short-term consultants, what engage now, so community trainings and literacy programs, financial management, budgeting, or some program or training, or some not doing for communities for help literacy skills block and other areas where identified through close collaboration with the communities here. And the other item consultancies, we have around just above $1 million to 105. For doing consultations on tribal administration and gender action plan. And this one come directly under Tina Hydro Development Project Office. And for some activities where Baba also involved in IT, and this is also for IT service contract for the project office as well as whatever other consultancy works were done under the project office in consultations with the tribal administration, gender action plan activities, and environmental and social safeguard monitoring activities under the Hydro project office. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Minister. Honourable MP for Small Malaita.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For me follow up on my question, Leader of Opposition on this geochemical laboratory. Also, Minister, I mean, this one outdated and we really needing good time. But we meeting him, I think him no anywhere, no any funding for him. Here, make a minister confirm him no more. And if not, how now you may think for work alone? Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Yes, thank you, Chairman. I think there is a additional funding. Minister, when I'm so level here, but under the geochemical laboratory, the supplementary appropriation of 10 million, where him add on to what him already received, so him total up to 29,663. And let me try for looking when so him.
Page 35.
Him under development appropriations. Him na mi say baba imi tambah imi gol him then imi this to look like. Yes, so him. Yeah, him under development appropriations. Thank you, Chairman.
Honorable Minister, Honorable MP for West Arare.
Thank you, Chairman. Law consultants, law and law, page 26. Any consultants, every local number, or also comprised of foreigners? If so, how many of them? Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman. Yes, consultants were here. We have around $8 million, above $8 million. Emma, for the staff we are currently employed under this official, Sustainable Mining Development Technical Assistant Project. We have a small office we have located inside the ministry. We have comprised of one technical advisor where he taken from outside, plus every local staff. We can help them not just mining specialist here. For the help local ministry, especially with regards to mining division, with the mining division. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Chairman of Public Accounts Committee.
Chairman, this will survey 22517, probably Minister of Finance number. This will chart of accounts description of others, local, other, costly. What not this one? Any particular specific description that you survey? Others, local, others, costly. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman. Is which headbar? Sorry, no, we'll get it.
It is in our report law, page 118, but I think law, suppose you look law detail law bill here, it would be in page 25, I think, page 25. What sort of description, what sort of accounts now? Others local, others cost here. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister of Finance.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman, and thank you, Chairman of our Public Accounts Committee. Ms. Haveleta, local or components of salary local public servants. There are other local travels as well for other charges along with public offices. There are times certain expenses that can not fall within either accommodation, travel, or same. So these are particular item in me kata for that. Like for Hankarima, certain things, that's an example of could not be, maybe not applied to ministry, mines and energy, but other areas like that can be applied to this one.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Chairman of PAC.
So, yeah, Chairman, just for, in the interest of financial reporting number, is there a better way for you for labeling what expenditures here under the chart of accounts? Because local other costs, and then now you're telling that what public officers are also paid out of this project funding. What does that mean, in terms of the rules law, public service here, that as public officers, they should be paid under appropriately under the recurrent budget law government, and now they are paid out of the project fund. What's the kind of control mechanism that people are using to make sure that there is no duplication or double payment along with officers here, or drawn from the normal recurrent
lo Yumi, then also draw too from project funds. Or do you see the real risk law, in that way? Or, thank you, Minister of Finance.
Thank you. Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman. Just to add on to what the Minister of Finance has stated, looking not so like 22517, yes, also Minister of Finance in Thailand, for additional costs that are incurred locally. Also, in terms of community infrastructure projects, like I said, some of the materials are brought in from overseas. But there are some additional costs we are also procuring locally. That also is also included there. With regards to, and this one will come under community benefit sharing project there. So sometimes our time of doing that's for infrastructure projects, but also time of doing awareness programs, or by engaging some of the ministries or some of the offices inside the government for go help them for doing awareness programs. And this is the head we are using for meeting costs of that one. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable MP for West Arare.
Thank you, Chairman. Me law page 25, third row go down, capex, roads and bridges. Before that, me also agree with the Chairman of Public Accounts Committee. Chair, for me, I approve no more this kind, others local, others cost. Yeah, me feel awkward. For him to pass him no more lo here, something we don't even say. Him to ask him no more. So I totally agree with the Chairman. PAC for description narratives lo here for him to must understand him good. Saying that, Mr. Chairman, capex road and bridges lower now, yeah. Make a minister and just clarify come law house money. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Chairman, before Minister Amy come up and answer a specific question that I'm raising, I think earlier on Amy also mentioned that important others, local other costs. Maybe I will agree that Amy shall find a better description of that particular item. That's the way it is now. But the use of it is straightforward, no matter that Amy for project officers that are recruited under that project. Some fella might be casuals, or say. Some fella, some consultants, maybe. Their costs related to that and be made under that. But you must also say that maybe official project there which may start along the ministry and of course our public officers work under that project too, yeah, supporting that project. And it is the discretion of accountable officers for looking when appropriate times for draw now, select for better go on maybe tour or say whether along the budget program located. But if it's something that they need specifically related to workload that for a project, they can also spend on that if public offices what doing that work.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister of Mines.
Yes, thank you, Chairman. Yes, to go back to the important question asked by MP Blo Westarare with regards to Head 23005, CAPEX, roads and bridges. Okay, this Tina Hydro project, we have two components. One is building infrastructure for this hydro, and the other one, which is also equally important, is the community benefit sharing project, where and deal with them with communities, the stakeholder communities. And solar CAPEX here, mainly for construction of community infrastructure, where Emi deal with the water supplies, lokata, what even doing the borehole drilling lo there, and the roads where Emi connecting with communities lo there, and electricity grid connection. What doing too, yeah, and it's all a community benefit sharing project. It's not only about the construction of the hydro, but also the community benefit sharing component of it. So this one mainly local community benefit sharing project now. All these infrastructures where yes, indeed, some details here, explanatory notes here, and budget there, I have no clear there because I think that's how the budget is designed. But suppose if I need further details here, I can provide this in the pigeonhole later. But it's just a budget where we share now. So then for three main areas where okata DFAT, World Bank, and IDA ota help lohem under the tin hydro program as well as the technical support below ministry through the SMDAP, Sustainable Mining Development Technical Assistance Project. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Response below Minister below Mines, he further affirm the need where Chairman Law Public Accounts and raising and Member below West Ahare for Charter of Accounts to be reviewed so that he much more reliable reflection of the nature of the expenditures that are going to be incurred. General other charges inside low recurrent budget, most of them by him uniform right across ministries. But when you come to advance warrants, where you may appropriate in donor funds, and much of that will be to projects, those expenditures will be related to project-specific kind of expenditures. And if we don't have that level of detail, it really is quite misleading when we're just looking at the chart of accounts. And so I think maybe I would strongly recommend Minister Hemi ask him Accountant General, maybe supported by the Auditor General also, and maybe even by the Public Accounts Committee also, for look how better to make the chart of accounts much more truly reflective of the types of expenditures in terms of budget but also eventually reporting and auditing afterwards, so that we have truly reliable reflection. If we're looking, say, down the line, say 10 years after national accounts have come, and then you may look every budget line in, you would have absolutely no idea what's been in there. And that's probably not a good situation we want to be in. Thank you, sir. Just that comment.
Thank you, Honourable Leader of Opposition. Honourable Minister.
Yes, Chairman, thank you. And I'm noting my important point raised by the Leader of Opposition, and I believe Minister of Finance is also noting. Just to inform them, but I will have the details circulated to all MPs just for looking at what now detail law solar allocations by this afternoon. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable MP for Small Malaita.
Thank you. Me wanted before question below me, Mr. Chairman, one for something when come out during the PAC inquiry is this kind of transfer and land for go inside law D365 here. So some of the accountable officers got a little bit, confused, but on land yet for putting so for purposes of reporting, it's very, very important that accounting officers, accountable officers, or survey where for putting what something. Now, what the other thing him come out law inquiry too, Mr. Chairman, is where what puputum ogata something him depend on who now him give him selling, especially law advance warrants. So question below me relate law this one and law page 25 law ogata details where audit fees, and some of these narratives or the repeated here, and I assume this is the case where you look in audit fee or there, then another audit fee more or down and also. And I note, sir, law page 25, for example, audit fees, or this one accounting code 201-511-0000-22102, the amount of 170,000. Then you look down the bottom, 219, accounting code 219-513-0000-22102, audit fees too, for the amount of 138,000. So if this fellow were, or this fellow explanation where what accountable officers or tell him, or this one, different donors na, will put them also, so or the Australia code also, or the World Bank also. So perhaps the minister could explain that one. This fellow law on top here, 511, and which donor I'm giving, and then this fellow 513 here, which donor I'm giving here. Or that donor now list block at on number page 26. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you for small minute for the question. I think by me, this fella 2102, yeah. Okay, by me, tell me understand. Audit fees, because all kata three for different components below this fella funding, yeah. Hemna, they are separate accounts. Like below Tina Hydro project, officer and different. Below this wala office we have staff on top below ministry. So la Solomon Island Sustainable Mining Development Technical Assistance Project here. Hemi they on top below them different too. But so these are the two audit fees here and two different offices here. I think time we go discuss here. I see the importance of the details where have been raised here, because this one not presenting one wholesome budget, no? But when it is divided by looking that under Tina Hydro Development Project Office, there's around $5 million, and then Kamlo Community Support here around 16 million, then Kamlo Sustainable Mining Development Technical Assistance Project here around 9 million. So the first audit fee law there, 22102 here, him come under the Tina Hydro Project Office here. We have tapon down lo Anthony Saro building. So for audit team now, the accounts block for procurement of audit services, for the annual financial statements. Another one, and then that one law 22102 here, and office on top law, mines here now, where I'm funded by World Bank. And this one, procurement of audit services, also for the annual financial statements, but two separate office come under same funding. So that is why two different audits are there. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable MP for Central Honiara.
Thank you, Chair. Supplementary question, thank you, for the explanations. Side law, the need for me for cleaning up chart of accounts because of the way that it is being applied generically now. So some descriptions here, I'm not really reflecting the details, the specifics where me actually come out, but Minister of Finance and making commitment that they'll look into that. Just law, Tina Hydro animal. Last 10 years, now you report him not Tina Hydro. Are we still on track to complete it by 2028, or there will still be some hiccup going forward? Because 10 years now, 10 years of construction, you may still be building road and bridge. Dam here, near completion or how? People of country like Warren. Thank you, Minister Mines.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman of the Public Accounts Committee and Chairman of MP for Central Honiara. That's a very, very important question. Yes, indeed, Tina Hydro project is one very important project, one of the biggest projects where we may have a infrastructural project where we may have a garden Solomon Islands. It's special because we multi-donor, staka donors, the limitra for handle and try to deal with them. At the moment here, in terms of the rate of completion, 25%. 25% only because the preparatory work where should be done around him now, the main infrastructure, not about it. But if you look at the specific activities here, like for example, this whole dam site here, 96% completion, lot diversion blocks here, and this whole tunnel potole, about digging tunnel from the dam come kasem this whole powerhouse here. 34 meters excavating some part blend finish about 34 meters. Then machine for make him drilling here, MRI finish. But that time what install him, by him drill 24 hours, him go ahead night and day go complete. So once that is installed, he hope that by the tunneling here, by him done as he may expect him. Rosado Rodia, him can finish that now. It's just for the make him good number so that those sort of heavy machines now, but use him. So, mabahim ni dim na good condition of road there. Sa Salo Pahos, excavation in complete, foundation work in progress, and construction start late this year. And nalo Salo Datuan, said shaft here, so la shaft mabahim control and pressure blotanole. Him should be 31 meters high up from down the ground, kasem on top. Already 19 meters and completed now from down come up. So these are some of the progress so far. Yes, lo other group wakadisama to wakanatande. So we hope that we will be by February 2028 we should be able for commissioning this solar project. The concerns raised were that him a little bit behind time. That one have concern blow everyone. We will ensure that project complete and Solomon Islands as a country will be able to realize real benefits from this very, very important project. So I think Hemnalo side lot activities there. We have visited the site. We have seen the progress so far, and Wakalodea at the moment gives us a lot of hope that we have completed lot time where it should be commissioned. Thank you, Chairman.
Honourable Minister. Honourable MP for East Malaita.
Thank you, Chairman. Pardon my ignorant question me like asking Minister Nama. Maybe look supplementary, and if ministers are explaining the house Nama, if there is any allocation for little bit payment for what renewal bill province, the rain bill outstanding payment law 33 million. Chair, me just like for for 7 more. Is there any little bit payment back on supplementary for what people blame me law rain bill for some for outstanding payment law at law? Pardon me ignorant, Mr. Chairman, just want to know if Minister can tell them house number. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, MP for East Malita and leader of independent group for that question. Yes, I think as a leader we are concerned about the issue law rain bill. supplementary, I'm no come inside. I'm mainly for Tin Hydro project and the other projects we have ongoing under ministry. But the issue is not one that is being ignored by the ministry. Ministry work together with them and the Prime Minister's office for establishing a commission of inquiry into the matter, and also other processes are ongoing, legal processes are ongoing, and Ministry is working with in close collaboration with the Office of the Attorney General on this regard. I would just want to assure the House that the fact that I'm no appellee, I'm no meaning that we have ignored the issue. Mifala wakalo, the AG's office, together with the two leading ministries, Ministry of Mines and PMO, wakalo TORS this time with the Commission of Inquiry, and the other things will lead to the eventual establishment of the Commission of Inquiry, Chairman. But I think this issue came out from small budget, so let me ask him with the indulgence of the chair, just focus on this one. Then, but this one, if you would like to talk about it, it comes as a separate issue. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. Honorable Leader of Opposition.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I'm good for hearing Minister is taking steps to look into the renal bauxite matter. In the meantime, before you assessing the total royalties, you give him go some selling. Look at Maita, I want to hold tight for a long time. In any case, I want to come back to Tina Hydromi, like for perhaps Minister of Finance. How much now total funding? There's been some variation, so how much now total agreed funding for project here as we speak to see to completion? And of that, how much now loan? And how much now grants? And of the loans, how much now have drawn down already and how much now have undrawn yet? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Minister of Finance.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Leader of Opposition. I think a lot of reporting has been done on that, but we don't got him specific figures that I may like him at this point in time. We can supply that.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Mines.
Thank you, Chairman. I think Mifala Wakaloan Fala report here for updating Parliament. This Fala Tinaja project, and when that is done, then welcome. We will be able to thoroughly inform Parliament of this the progress and all things related to the Tinaja project. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Honorable MP for Central Honiara.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I was going to come to that point too here because of me luluko back law, financial policy strategy law, only one of the budget paper for 2025. In page 25 and 26, I think we have identified some 4 donors. Ida World Bank, I think, ADB, EDCF, ADFD, and there is a distribution of their loan and grant, 40 million in loan, US, and grant in 25 million. So me like to ask him, how much of these are coming in this year? Because this has been a budget document, and it's a document of Parliament here. So me just like for asking the Minister, either Minister of Finance, how much of that commitment now coming, of that 40 million loan and 25 million US grant here. If the Minister can inform House how much has come in so far. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Chairman of Public Affairs Committee. Sorry, we know quite getting which document now you make reference to.
You are, Chairman, document blue here, only one, lower budget paper here. which is the source of funding law 2025 budget here. Solomon Islands financial policy strategy paper, volume number 1. So, in terms of the Tina project, Tina Hydro project here, 45 million na ME loan, 25 million US na ME. It's quite huge, yeah? I mean, you talk about Solomon dollar, man, quite huge. And Mr. Chairman, Tina Hydro here, him start lo equal we will talk about Tina Hydro, him equal name start lo him. Me remember 2009, something me flag him lo Copenhagen now, it's Tina Hydro. Go Kasem today, you still talk about Tina Hydro, almost 20 years now. So, what has gone wrong? Where not even go wrong here? Chairman. But come back normal question that me ask him. There is already a committed document law this house. So me like for concentrate normal law what not we have agreed the document that Parliament agree law. We promise loan him or same, brand him or same. So how much of those commitments have been drawn down? Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, Chairman of Public Accounts Committee. Maybe better for me actually provide him that update later on so that more accurate information may be given, Chairman. Just a point of order with respect to that, respectfully, that he may really go into detail, and that is still in compliance with Section 64 of standing audibly, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable.
Order 64 I'm talking about. These are documents where I'm related normal long Tina Hydro law, this is budget. Minus I was not standing order 64. But me like to ask him no more. Commitment law here to what is in the supplementary. Yeah, but Minister of Fisheries, I'm agree on them here. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Chairman. But as Ms. mentioned him earlier, I think I'm better for provide them a accurate update on that later on. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable MP for West Harare.
Thank you, Chairman. Lo community benefit sharing project, Minister, after you visit him site, you have a update him committee where now this one hemi Kasim, hem on track or hem also titile follow project, hem titile, yeah? Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Minister.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, Member for West Harare, for the question. So, the community benefit sharing project, I am well on track. We have been building a lot of the roads here, to working good. Water supplies, classrooms, solar grids. It's well on track, and it's an ongoing program where HEMI try for assisting the community surrounding the Tina Hydro project. So it's well on track, and communities are benefiting from the activities under this project. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. On that note, let me now put a question. And the question is that the sum of $31,688,659 for head 28 stand part of the schedule. Those in favour, say aye. Those against, say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The sum of $31,688,659 for head 28 now stand part of the schedule. Head 30, next head for consideration is head 30, Ministry of Women, Youth, Children and Family Affairs. And the question here is that the sum of $574,949 $942 for head 30 stands part of the schedule. If any member wish to comment on this head, please you refer to the public accounts report findings and recommendations of the head on pages 120 and 121 of the report. Any comments on this head? Thank you, Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Thank you, sir. Amount in small would know me or how no small to Mr. Semay.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, Leader of Opposition, for that question. This amount that the Ministry seek, it's already spent for it's a budget support funded by the United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund for implementation Law 2025 Child and Youth Participation Law 3 Fala provinces, namely Temotu, Makiran, Ulawa, and Renol and Bellona. So, hem through, hem small, but hem for those provinces as well as the Honiara Youth and Children Provincial Desk Officers, mostly for computer software and hardware, and also for travel law and local our staff law ministry. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Thank you, sir. In terms of CEDAW, when is our next reporting cycle for me updating activities, but also whether there's been any progress under law CEDAW? Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman. I don't have the exact information here with me, but I can always provide that information later, Chairman. Thank you, Leader of Opposition, for that question.
Thank you, Honourable Leader.
Yeah, thank you. Again, law, side law, family law, law, domestic violence. We have an advisory council or committee set up under law, that piece of legislation. How are we tracking in terms of the work that's happening law there? Are we seeing still increasing levels or taper off? Sometimes increasing levels because there's more reporting, but other times genuinely increasing despite our best efforts. It'd be good for committee to be informed, if the minister doesn't have it, perhaps to provide that later. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman. Also, that information, I don't have it right here with me. We can always provide it later on. Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, Leader of Opposition, for that question.
Thank you, Honourable MP for West Are.
Thank you, Chairman. Law funding for three provinces. Me like for commenting, Minister, every province, the other provinces have been done, or completed, or next phase. I'm no more like for asking. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman. Law, bills and legislation. I don't have the exact answers with me, law here. I understand some fellow provinces have already been dealt with. I don't have the exact provinces to law here. I will have those information and update the Parliament later on. Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, Chairman, Law, Bills and Legislation Committee.
Thank you, Honourable MP for West Area again.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Minister. By Puputim Kamlo Pitching Hall, for the information here. Me like for Minister, you submitting big budget that is what later him asking submit him staka youth lo whole country the provinces make him budget him look reflecting the reality of our country. That comment number, Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you. Comment noted. Let me now put the question. And the question is that the sum of $574,942 for Head 30 stand part of the schedule. Those in favor, say aye. Those against, say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The sum of $574,942 for Head 30 now stand part of the schedule. So we have completed the advance warrants. That's the last ministry is on earth, but we now go on to the total, which is, if you look at page 2 of the schedule, that's where the total is, and then a summary, a sum of all those allocations under respective heads that the committee has gone through. Here, I would like to propose that the total recurrent advance warrants of $822,637,233 stand part of the schedule. And any member wish to comment on this total? Thank you. Noted. I think we all agree to the total. I will now therefore put the question. The question is that the total recurrent advance warrants of $822,637,233 stand part of the schedule. Those in favor, say aye. Those against, say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The total recurrent advance warrants of $822,637,233 therefore stand part of the schedule. The next consideration of the supplementary is part 3, variations in appropriations, and we begin with the recurrent expenditure. And on this note, we start with head 18, Ministry of Lands, Housing and Surveying. The question here is that the sum of $22,277,552 for head 18 stand part of the schedule. And any member wish to comment on this head, please refer to the Public Accounts Committee findings and recommendations of the head on pages 101 of the report on this bill. Any comments on that head? Thank you. If there is none, let me now put the question. And the question is that the sum of $22,277,552 for head 18 stand part of the schedule. Those in favor, say aye. Those against, say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The sum of $22,277,552 for head 18 now stand part of the schedule. The total recurrent variation is as for us to consider, and there's only one head here to just noted, and here it is proposed that the total recurrent variation of $22,277,552 stand part of the schedule. Any member wish to comment on this total? Thank you, Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Yeah, just for clarity, no, you know what page you look bill?
27. Page 3.
You look at total no more, yeah?
Yeah, because there's only one head under this for consideration. And that is head 18 that we've just voted on.
And so where in the detail, let me reflect on this one blow lands here. We're looking at page 27 and 28, and we don't see the figure when you total 22 million in.
This is on the recurrent expenditure, which is on page 3 of the schedule.
Right, but the supplementation is only 1.5 million. not 22. 22 and time you add them all original estimates na you voting more na a new additional 22 million more no me wawari lalbete. You have to come in
That's the revised estimates. 22 is the revised estimate.
So do we now come to the detail for questions or page 27 or you voting and go on ahead?
The question again, please.
No. So you dealt with the for page 3 total because there's only one low recurrent. The detail amount of page 27 breakdown of that for 1.5 million additional expenditure. So and it's in the detail that the questions will be asked. I'm just asking, do we have opportunity to then ask on the details of it?
Yeah, when I called for the comments on that head, no comments was made, and therefore next thing is to vote on the head and on the total. So you could have raised the question when reference was made to I called for comments on the head.
Oh,
Unless you want us to retract and I withdraw my...
No need. But maybe next time, because I thought we were just dealing with the total because I want total normal or variations for recurrent. So I thought that was what was being dealt with. But I'm all right. You may vote, you may not need to go back.
Thank you, because I already called for the comment on the head. There was no comment, and therefore I called for those who on that head. After that, I called for the total. No comments came when the question was raised on the head. So next consideration will be on the total. Unfortunately, we missed the chance to comment on it when I called on that. So your comment now, I already called for the question, right? On the total.
Sorry, Chairman.
Sorry,
Because, yeah, I know that you've given some serious thought into this whole thing. I think the two will have to be read together, but you have already put a question. We voted on the revised. Can I move a motion that we retract from that and then come to the supplementary? Because it's not the revised that we are voting for, and it's not reflected in the bill, the supplementary, only the supplementary. Would that be correct procedure or still wrong way or how?
The procedure and process here is based on the consideration of the committee on the schedules.
Yeah, I'm worried that we are now...
We're still on the schedule.
Yeah.
All right.
So we have voted for a revised total, which by an increase in supplementary amount. Is it? Is that your understanding, Sir?
No.
Okay. So you mean go ahead more. Oh.
The vote on the total on the. There's only one ministry under this recurrent expenditure. Only one ministry, which is the Ministry of Lands and Housing. That's what we have taken the vote on.
Yes, Chairman, as Chairman of Public Accounts Committee, I just want to note him normal that the revised in the recurrent is only 1.5 featured in this bill, not 22. We have just voted on 22, which by am increasing now, this supplementary. So can we move a motion for reducing back to 1.5?
Let me get a clarification first from the Minister of Finance. Yes. Minister?
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, others on that. As you've said, Chairman, and we believe that you are on the right track. Long head wise, I think there is just a movement of funds from one area to the other, so I'm not really affect them, or I'm not really supplementary, but it's the revised budget or the original budget that will be affected, and therefore revised budget may reflect on the change that I am here. So I think you are on the right track. Thank you.
That issue here, I mean, no clear good idea. Time you may vote law supplementation, we're voting for the additional funds. So therefore the net change, because that one may got an impact on the total for the year, supplementation on top of the original reflected net income. Because original estimates were already approved in the last year time you may approve. So you may not go vote more for 22 million more. It's 22 million comprising 20 million you may approve last year. 1.5 no more you may like approve this time. So why are we voting on the total?
Thank you. If you can refer to page 102 of the report by the Public Accounts Committee, you will find the explanation right up there, and that is why it is captured in the appropriation and that we are dealing with now. And it says funding provided through variation within the Ministry of Lands and Housing and Survey to support the ministry's other priority commitments, of which 1.5 million is reallocated to the recurrent budget and 1.2 million is reallocated from one program to another program within the development budget. That's your report, Mr. Chairman.
Chairman, you're absolutely correct.
Yeah, so the voting on this head, yeah.
Yeah, but we did not vote on 22 million.
Not yet.
Okay, thank you.
Minister of, sorry.
We have, that's the problem I raised right at the outset, is that we voted on that 22 million, both in terms of this head, somewhat good head, and, and the total. We dealt with the 22 million. But what do we normally do, for procedural time dealing with supplementary? Do we vote on the revised year, estimate year, or we vote on the supplementation?
Supplementation.
It should be supplementation, yeah. Yeah, and changes here immaterial. No matter if you take them wrong from development, you go put them on recurrent or vice versa. You will deal with them first one first time, then by you come more, deal with them more, second one later, or development. But let's just deal with the supplementation so we keep it simple. That was the problem in the initial vote me raising earlier.
Okay, but then look at the schedule, it's already the draft bill, right? So unless that has to be amended to reflect that before we can take a vote on it.
There is no, sir, there is no need to change law schedule, straight number 2, and also law part 3, law summary.
Okay.
I mean, step number 2, which let's just deal with one at a time.
Right. Okay. I take note of that. So if you look at the schedule, the supplementary estimates, well, original estimates 20 million for this head, 20,777,552, and then the supplementary estimates is 1.5 million.
Correct.
That's the amount that we should be considering voting on?
Correct.
Okay. Would that not affect the total ultimately on the supplementary as we're voting on? Which means that we'll have to also amend ultimately the total that is going to be ultimately voted on because of this variation between 1.5 million and 22 million.
It has already affected it. It's already taken in the total. So by the time we come for vote lower totals here, and taken care of automatically, just like any other changes in the bill. So we shouldn't be taken with it.
All right. So well, I already called for it. It was voted on. So I think the chairman was saying that if you amend that to reflect this, then we vote it on again. Would that require any amendment? Sorry, Honourable
the Chairman, I think.
Is the choice.
Well, thank you. There are a lot of variations that have come to the House already for umpteen years now. Let's not forget that you may varying the original budget as well. Like this Parliament, I'm voting with the heads no more. We don't vote items. You vote head. The head has changed from 20 million, 20.7 to 22.2. What role this Parliament is to vote heads. Vote for items here, not low items here. And the budgets that come through, supplementary budgets that come through all these years that I am involved in, you may actually vote for that, the head item change. Let's not forget, this is supplementing the original budget. 20 million has changed from 20.7 to 22.2. And it is read together, page 3 of the bill as well. There's a development budget component there as well. And move from the same within the development budget. It was used to be 16.0 now, and we reduced to 14. So you must vote in that one again. That new head, new item, so new amount of that head. So that has been the practice all along. Unless some serious amendment needs to be done too, but that has been the practice. We may actually vote him head, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable MP, for this Joseph.
May I suggest we take a suspension, then if I'll go looking good this for the issue. So we make sure we get it right, I think it's consistent. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay. Honourable Minister of Finance.
Yeah. Thank you, Chairman, and thank you also, Member, for this choice. You may come here just to vote for the heads here, and that 1.5 million that you may reflect on that, you may like to vote for. It's not the head, it's the item itself, and therefore it may proper that you call for us to vote for the head, which is going to be changed, and the changes are caused by that 1.5, which will be moved from the development, but you may go into it to the recurrent, and therefore it's an increase of a total head from 20.7 million to 22. So I think we can proceed.
Thank you, Honourable Minister of Finance, and of course, back on the explanation by the MP for his choice. The original head that was voted on in this budget year was 20,777,552. This supplementation brings the total up. So an additional 1.5 million on the original total in that head. And that is why it has come to 27,552. That's the amount that has to be voted on to top up the original budget allocation in the 2025 appropriation. So it's still correct that we will be voting on this, and according to the explanation by Minister of Finance, it is a revised estimate that we are voting on here, $22,277,552. So when I call for to consider this question, I was addressing that revised estimates which we have to vote on. Sorry for the confusion, but
I am confused. So if you go back to the the bill proper and clause 3.1, where you say authorization of appropriation, and you say the issue of the sum of total $913,807,780,527 from consolidated fund. When it says that, my understanding, I may be wrong in light of this explanation, my understanding is that's the net additional If that becomes or get a new revised, then this figure would look inflated. But this would be the net change. Some place go up, some place go down, as the case here lands. But the net change from the original estimates is this 913. This 913 now, by go adem lo original estimates you may approve in lo last year. If that is the understanding, then we're dealing with the changes. So when we're voting on the head, that is correct. We're voting on the head. But the movement in the head, and now 1.5 million. We're approving yes and move. But if we're approving 22 million, I suppose if you qualify that by saying this is the revised estimate, then I suppose it takes up that for the change. But if we're voting 22 million here now, as if it's the new additional, then I'm inflate him now. So then total 913 by him no add up.
Minister, Finance.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, Leader, for that. I think it's important for me note that this variation that occur in the Ministry of Lands does not affect the clause 3.1 that that one additional supplementary that in the supplementary budget. That variation within that ministry no more. I'm not end up to that 913 million that I talk about.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chairman, I think the way that we drafted our report also made some confusion. The way that whether or not the numbers are reflected in the total that we are appropriating here. Explanation that notice I'm quite right too here. Me sit down a little bit, then we reflect what times before. Variations have not actually affecting the total that they appropriated. The heads no may vary. So the term there, variation in appropriation, I think I'm a little bit wrong. It should be variation of heads no more, where numbers are shifted from within that head from development to a recurrent. So it does not affect the actual total that we are voting for. We are just basically authorizing the variation within the heads no more. So the effect is all shown inside the legislative bill, which is development has reduced and the recurrent has increased. And finished with that. So I guess you are right, Speaker, in asking us to vote for that variation, increasing it, and then we are going to vote for reduction on the same head. So we are basically varying the head.
Voting for the variation to top it up or to reduce it?
Yes. Yeah. So, and balance out, it doesn't affect the sum, the total sum. Thank you. Yeah.
Well, thank you. First of all, I already requested the committee in its consideration that that 22,277,552 for head 18 stands part of the schedule. That has been voted on. Right. And that's completed. That's a variation. Now, what the next one is a total recurrent estimate. Same amount will be voted on when it's put to the vote to ensure that we capture what has been captured in the variation to come under the supplement. So the amount is the same. One variation, you voted for it and you include it in the recurrent estimate. So you vote for it again under the recurrent estimate. You voted on the variation, finished. Now you're voting it on the recurrent estimate to capture what you have just varied in the previous allocation that was given here. That's my observation. Mr. Minister?
Yes, Chairman, I think you're right. As I've said, you are right track number and on intervention by Northeast Treasury, and then confirmed by leader of chairman of Public Accounts Committee. The variation here not affecting my total supplementary that Baba Yumi wanted. It's just the movement of funds or variation within the ministry from development to the recurrent. Thank you.
Thank you. So I already proposed, let me propose again that the total recurrent variation of $22,277,552 stand part of the schedule. Any member wish to comment on that head? I think we've already commented in the last 30 minutes on this head. So I will now put the question. The question is that the total recurrent variation of $22,277,552 stand part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The total recurrent variation of $22,277,552 therefore stand part of the schedule. Our next consideration again on the we begin with the development expenditure on the same head that we've just been dwelling on in the last 20 minutes, and that head 18, Ministry of Lands, Housing and Survey. The question is that the sum of $14,550,000 for head 18 stand part of the schedule. Any member wish to comment on this head? Before I put the question, you can find the recommendations or comments from the Public Accounts Committee on pages 101 and 102 of the report. Thank you. Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So on the details given along development, of course, I'm now switch by me call recurrent. Why couldn't the activities where made by 1.5 million shift goal or recurrent? Why couldn't they be done under normal development? What items here? Look also allow no more maintain non-residential buildings or office somewhere, capex motor vehicles, buildings, road bridges. Buildings, capex, land, ouch. Maybe the vehicles might not be so, but the buildings one, could it not have been done under development budget, which would then require the variation? Thank you.
Thank you. Honourable Minister. Minister of Finance. Can you repeat your question, please, so that they will know which minister, the two ministers, Lands or Finance, depending on that on the question.
Yeah, I mean, looking at one MME originally inside law development estimates were varying for moving or recurrent for buying motor vehicles and repair house. Those activities could be done under normal law development budget number 2 year. No need no more for moving or recurrent to enable them to do it.
Minister of Lands and Housing. No. Sorry, Minister of Finance.
Thank you, Chairman. Not of the Leader of Opposition's comment, but based on the way that Ministry spending long recurrent activities and development for them, all the spendings that they would like to do, and therefore that variation is recurrent in nature. So I mean recurrent related, like maintenance of building, parts of vehicles, things also. So, those are recurrent in nature, and therefore, what I think that appropriately spent on the recurrent item.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable
Chairman.
on PAC.
Chairman, this is a question that me like ask the Minister to, but Minister haven't stopped. But maybe former Minister Barting by him, so I will respond. Because if you look at petitioning along with offices, new office building that is going to be rented by the Ministry of Lands here. I mean, if you look at the development budget provision there, by looking maintain non-residential building here, it's about 6.2 million. Non-residential buildings or another 850,000. You put this all together, it is really appropriate for you to expend it out of development budget. But maybe Minister Nomayam Utalem come. Is it more efficient for you to source it out of recurrent than the development? Is that the reason why we are shifting it from development to a recurrent, or what is it? Because quite appropriately, we should just leave him the development budget no more, and then what so we spend. The only one that maybe by me a little bit something low, no more vehicle, but we do have roads and bridges low there. So instead of building roads and bridges, you buy a Land Cruiser for run through or Chamala jungles and rough road and off roads and all similar. Yeah. Me look at me well buy much Land Cruiser and something. Yeah? So I think it is not really that difficult for you to spend that money low development budget. I think you can still spend it and then justify how you're going to raise the money again. I was going to ask this long of Public Accounts Committee, but just for testimony, Minister Blue, how he's been, leading the ministry in that way, and then understanding how officials have been asking him to move from development to recurrent or something. Yes, well, I think for Minister Lawyer, maybe Prime Minister can allow him to answer the question because he's quite fresh in his mind, I think. Or maybe PM can answer that. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister of Finance.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you. Let me try more. So as we have explained, Chairman, they have funds still available on development, but there is need for what recurrent related activities. And as looking for maintenance of a building, short of that budget short in that particular item. And that is petitioning things also doing, which is not really development in nature. But they do have other funds tied up in the development budget. So it may better for, varium and movum come there so that they may reflect in that nature. It's just petitioning also of the office building. The vehicle itself, it's a purchase of a new vehicle for the revenue team for the thing that is considered a recurrent item, which can be sourced from by looking over the development items that can be sourced from actually related to purchasing of a vehicle, and therefore it may be a bit hard for charging long the development items.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. With that comment, now let me put the question. The question is that the sum of $14,550,000 for head 18 stands part of the schedule. Those in favour say aye. Those against say no. I think the ayes have it. Ayes have it. The sum of $14,550,000 for head 18 now stands part of the schedule. On the development variations, it is proposed that the total development variation of $14,550,000 stand part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The total development variation of $14,550,000 therefore stand part of the schedule. We go on straight to our additional supplementary expenditure, and we will begin with the current expenditure. And we start with Head 03, Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development. The question is that the sum of $40,242,409 for Head 03 stand part of the schedule. Any member wishes to comment on this head? Please refer to the Public Accounts Committee findings and recommendations on this head, which are on page 33 to 49 of the PAC report on this bill. Any comments on that head? Thank you, Honourable Leader of Opposition.
So just the office rent item. Is this a new or additional office space specifically for a donor-supported program or any expansion law services law ministry? Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chair. If we get them right, office rent now you're referring to? Thank you, Leader. Yeah, so for the information of the House, at the moment, the Minister of Agriculture has rented two building. One is close to the St. John School, that building, and also executive and account bifala corporate group mival stena Loliko Queen building. So those are the buildings that the ministry is currently renting. The one close to the public service building owned by the land, and the building is owned by the ministry, so we are not renting, we are only paying for ours. Yeah, so the ministry got a plan for move here, so that all the departments, all the 5 technical departments, house the one for a building. So that for 3 million would have come. Fall short finish too, so budget don't follow for rent for this year. So that's why we're seeking this supplement. Yeah, so we are renting a new building, the 3 levels, so that for new building, that for the new advanced technology building. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable MP for West Arare.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Minister. Law security, you wanting to move under one roof here. How do you justify security increase here? Because then you're doing better. You scattered more security, you call one roof. I guess should be security and should go down. Can you just explain this to the committee? Law top Chairman, law security. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, MP for West Arare, for your question. Yes, so my fellow ministry, my fellow got different venues, like the parliament that my fellow stop, and my fellow only recruited now the castle, on castle payment. No more my fellow pay now got the individual security officers, what station law building block fellow St. John, also law beside the public service building law there, and mi fala tu lo Liko Queen, but mi fala stop because level of theft them high. Sometimes the security or no come, so we feel like give him out now for advertising for the security firms. We feel engaging so that we feel trust him. If anyone has sicky, there's always a replacement. How we feel do him come here? If anyone has security has sicky, sometimes full time area, no anyone him guide him now. So we feel think that engaging a security firm him better. And by me fala move go new building lo there. Okatana me fala engage him how many officers that will be working lo certain number of hours. Everyone not concentrated lo one building no more. Thank you too much.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Any other comments? Thank you, Honourable MP for Central Honiara.
Chairman, I think that's also the impression that we got from the officials when they appeared before the committee, that level of theft, I think 1 or 2 buildings that ministry has been renting, and Baraba increased also. But what number you mean doing now, Lord, a building where you may living there? What about still livestock? Are we still going to maintain that? Livestock, what is it? Lab or? Yeah. Are we going to maintain that? And there were no by maintaining, and then we are going to relocate the whole establishment and move to a new one here. What no, but I'm left where you are right now. Thank you. Sure.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Leader Blow, Public Accounts Committee, and MP for Central Honiara. Good question. Yes, so that's for livestock building lo there. Like me mentioned earlier, hem no more land within town. So by extension, by hem move out. Currently, hem house in two departments, livestock department as well as the extension department. So we will all be moving out. That fella building here, me fella say for breaking down, for putum lab na lo no livestock. So the plan for that fella area. Maybe by fella build up too, maybe 2 or 3 stories, something like that. Because area ham small now. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable MP for Central Honiara.
Yeah, just for some side law story no more law committee. Any plan for you for? I think Minister has already mooted that possibility for you for bill go up lo there and then go back lo there, the same place lo there, because I think it would be in the interest of all of government to be together for agriculture, go back lo that space lo there, because that is the only space that you still have an easement from the Commissioner of Lands that is designated for agriculture. Everyone that Commissioner give him come here, he may run Salem finish now. So keep him that one and no Salem. No me story no more, but no more. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you for your story, Mr. Chairman. Thank you. Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Thank you. I'm story, but I'm good thinking. I would just maybe perhaps encourage the Minister for installing some of CCTV, and then maybe by need him security, well, as many security, and encourage all other government departments or ministries, CCTV outside, but CCTV inside office too. Because sometimes inside job too, you know, something will go missing all go to same. So that might be something that will cut down on these expenditures. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further comments? Otherwise, I'm going to put the MP for North New Georgia.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, Chair. Every time we getting seeking funding law government, especially law this ministry, every activity seems to be around Honiara. Where no any agriculture activity like me like ask a minister. how no the facilities below ministry, where all the staff below rural areas, where they are the producers of the agricultural products, where you may like for improving the country. What now plan below you? Some of those run-down facilities. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chair. I think maybe if me get them right, you're referring to the offices or field experiment stations, or I think we what the offices now. I think you try for minimum office below ministry. Thank you.
Yes, Chairman. Yes, office is an example now. Lomondaya, where I look up the New Georgia area, a very fertile area for agriculture. Hemisabe improve them. That's what the office now we talk about, and there will be others in other provinces as well. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable MP for North Georgia. Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, colleague MP, for clarification. Yes, so the ministry, like you saw, every building is a ministry all throughout the country, and I think around 1960s or 1970s now to build. All of them are run down. For the information below you mean at the moment, the only samfal new office you garam no tu lagi hem garam new story office, also Isabel hem garam 2-story building, and the World Bank funded project Siatia. Mifala give him out finish not tender for new office buildings for Malaita and also Makira, where peripheral provinces were projected in Wakalohem. So, 2-story buildings. If you've been to Buala, but you look in a nice 2-story building below agriculture there, near Afgolo there, Milek Staplo there, that you some look good to my inside. Look fit in officer for him worker. So that one. So Munda, we also have plans for that one. So if I'll get infrastructure development program that we are looking at, ensure that every office, same office building and other building, every stations outside. We hope that there will be more funds coming so that we continue with that building or upgrading now at office below agriculture, together with our field experiment stations for information. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable MP for West Arare.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Minister. Agriculture Extension Services for rural farmers blowing tola. I'm good now. You focus on him. Beauty mogat office blocket. Make a mogat agriculture specialist blowing hembara call down loketa. Me just like him, Minister. Hemi update him committee no more Richards blowing tola lo tenaruya. We're named Kasim because Richards him quite an important funds in law ministry. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, MP for Ustarare for your question. Yes, so the ministry under the World Bank funded project, CIATEA, helping me follow for doing UXO of there are 37.5 hectares of land for agricultural research work. And the SIAT, 10 hectares have cleared finish, UXO clearance and done finish. There's a tender that go out to for another 10 hectares. Already they got selecting someone to finish for doing that for UXO clearance. So that for first 10 hectares no more, some for infrastructure behind come building. There's a plan for the first 10 hectares at Hemlo there. So topography work and geotech survey have been doing finish the first 10 hectares that UXO work have done finish. So we are still looking at 27.5 hectares of land for UXO clearance. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Let me now put a question, and the question is that the sum of $40,242,409 for head 03 stand part of the schedule. All those in favour say aye. Those against say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The sum of $40,242,409 for head 03 now stand part of the schedule. Next head for consideration is head 05, Ministry of Education and Human Resources Development. The question here is that the sum of $1,189,945,759 for head 05 stand part of the schedule. If any member wishes to comment on this head, please refer to pages 51 and 51 to 61 of the PAC report on the bill. And on the schedule, you can refer to page 29 of the schedule. Thank you. Any comments on this head? Thank you, Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Insofar as some of these items to do waiting or teachers, long service benefit and leave fares and also as well as strike notice, me like for sorry. Is this a response to some of those issues raised in the law of claims, or this one had perhaps happened before yet? So, and where are we in resolving the claims here?
Thank you, Honourable Minister of Education.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman, Leader of Opposition, for your question. In terms of the teacher strike thing, I think the currently now is the Tokai Otagoet discuss with the team that are put together by PM, Office of the Prime Minister, my ministry, the Sinta. They're working on it to resolve this issue, and we are on top of it, and we hope to resolve something by before 14th of, which is next week. In terms of these local claims, these are all just budget support, where, like for the LSP, some shortfall that we are continuing trying to pay the backlog of those that have been retired. So that's why we are capturing these amounts to continue to fit in those who are ongoing in terms of claim. But these are all part of our ministry to get, pay out all our dues. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Yeah, thank you. Just on that strike notice issue. So this has now been referred to the Trade Disputes Panel, or we are still within or prior to it being referred as Prime Minister?
Thank you, Honourable Prime Minister.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Leader of Opposition, for that important question in terms of the SINT strike. Just to supplement what the Minister of Education has alluded to, yes, there is a government team that is talking with SINTA, led by PMO, Education, Public Service, and the Ministry of Finance, in terms of finding ways to address the log of claims from SINTA. There has been progress, good progress so far. So I have no custom trade dispute panel yet. That's the end process. So now they're talking, and we have made good progress, and I hope that that progress will eventuate in terms of the withdrawal of the strike notice. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Prime Minister. Any other comments on this? Otherwise, we'll put the question. Sorry. Honourable MP for North New Georgia.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Question number for Minister clarifying. To follow grants now there, the ECE grant and senior education grant. Law explanatory note him say grant goes to the ECE division, and then the senior education division. My question is, what grant ya blow the ministry the divisions within the ministry, or what grants ya him go kosem the schools? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman, and thank you, MP, for yes, and for the schools here, EC schools and secondary schools. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Any further comments? Honourable MP for East Arare.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Minister. Just on that, those two grants, would the Minister have numbers in terms of how many schools we might be talking about here in terms of the ECE as well as the senior education grants? Thanks.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Member for East Arare for that question. Actually, I don't have that specific number of schools, but I will provide. If you don't have the number, then I'm not accurate, but I will provide that once it comes to mind. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Just in the narration, there, right at the end, it says shortfall, budget shortfall in annual leave fares for teachers across the country. Where are we now in terms of the portion of leave fares where ministry pick him up and the portion where education providers so that to pick him up? What's the percentage share?
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Leader. Everything here, government no paying here. The portion you say here, it basically comes back to the government to pay for that one. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Leader of Opposition.
So yeah, that has. I'm good now. Me happy for her. And government pick him up because many of our education providers no guarantee selling it. So I'm good that government pick him up. But him pick him up. Because teachers not to travel into ye. Him pick him up 100% of it now, yeah, or funding levels him still below 100%.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you. I think, just to be honest, I think we need more. Yeah, but we can only pick up what we can manage with the current resources, but we will need more in order for us to support our teachers. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Yeah, may I just a suggestion, Mr. Chairman? In the remuneration package for teachers, when teachers are being appointed, an appointment blogger, if you are being appointed from Honiara is treated as your holiday destination. If you are appointed from a province, there you go time holiday. Also, so and then you pay include him go leave inside no make no bulk and payments right at the end. And although you employ Mogat from Auki, now they want to go to Temotu. So it just increases the amount of travel costs. But if we package it as part of remuneration, part of salary block, then they are responsible for their own movements. They have to plan for it. And if I would not save up for him or plan for him, then I would not go anywhere. Something also make him a little bit more manageable. We're not dealing with something more after the fact. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Leader. Yes, that is something that we will take note on, and it's something that is workable for us to help us with our resources, appointing teachers close to the locality of the schools. It's on that. So I take note of your comment, and we will see the best we can do to serve our country, our teachers, our students, our kids going to schools. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. There are no further comments. Now I'm going to put a question. And the question is that the sum of 1,189,000,000 $945,759 for head 05, stand part of the schedule. Those, does any member, sorry, you already commented on it. The question, sorry, I don't put the question. The question is that the sum of $1,189,945,759 for head 05 stand part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The sum of $1,189,945,759 for head 05 now stand part of the schedule. Our next head for consideration is head 06, Ministry of Finance and Treasury. The question here is that the sum of $261,960,050 for head 06 stand part of the schedule. Any member wish to comment on this head? The reference to the FDAC's consideration and findings are on page 62 and 62 to 75 of the report. And if any member wishes to comment on this head. Thank you. If there are no comments on this head, I'm going to put the question. And the question is that the sum of $261,960,050 for head 06 stand part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The sum of $261,960,050 for head 6 now stand part of the schedule. Our next head is head 10, Ministry of Infrastructure Development. And the question here is that the sum of $58,044,739 for head 10 stand part of the schedule. If any member wishes to comment on this head, please refer to pages 85 and 87 of the DAC's report on this bill. Thank you. Any comments on this head? Thank you, Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Thank you, sir. Me serve that samfala donors by buying samfala tarakebo vehicles for PIF, so I was expecting a little bit more here, but obviously not yet. So, but can we get an update on how many vehicles are being provided by which donors in preparation for PIF? Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Leader of Opposition. Yes, that's correct. We have vehicles being donated by the Government of Australia and the Chinese Embassy here as well. The Australian government is donating around 61 vehicles, and the Chinese governments are donating around 40 Chinese vehicles. Yep. They're all going to be used by PIF, and later on the deferred ones, the deferred donated vehicles, will be then given to the police to use for their Samfala by Sengolo provinces. Samfala remain there. The Chinese ones will be maintained and kept by the Ministry of Infrastructure and Development, and will be distributed accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Any other comments on this head? Otherwise, let me put the question. And the question is that the sum of $58,044,739 for head 10 stand part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. I think the ayes have it. Ayes have it. The sum of $58,044,739 for head 10, therefore now stands part of the schedule. Next head is head 14, Office of the Prime Minister and Cabinet. The question is that the sum of $175,842,000 $749 for head 14, stand part of the schedule. Any comments on this head? Please, will you refer to the PAC's report on page 89 to 93 on this bill? Any comments? Honorable Leader of Opposition.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Just in terms of medical assessment here, I take it this is the supplementation for referrals of MPs go overseas for medical care. Do we, I mean, over the recent past, since Yumigare Monpala scheme, medical scheme here, Yumigare more this additional amount, do we now have a fair idea how much the average cost per year, say over the last 5 or 6 years, the average cost per year, and what does that look like? Obviously, this is another 4.5 million supplementation, and it would question the usefulness or at the very least the allocation to the scheme itself, whether it should, the administration of this should look different to what it is at the moment. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Prime Minister.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, Leader of Opposition, for that important question in terms of the allocation there for medical assessment. It's another 4.5 million supplementation. The 4.517 that we had in this year's budget, that has been exhausted, I think, by 7 or 8 members of Parliament. So it's quite an expensive exercise, of course, very important in terms of the health of members of Parliament. I do not have the actual figures as to the costs going forward, whether under this arrangement or even including under the insurance scheme, the master seed arrangement that is under the Parliamentary Entitlements Commission arrangements. Another 4.5, I think, this year also for that scheme. I think that's under Parliament on that. There is still discussions on whether we proceed with the master seed arrangement. I know there have been mixed reactions in the House as to the effectiveness of the scheme. There are members of Parliament who have had access to that. There are others that are not yet. So there have been some discussions on that, and this is a matter that the PEC solely is handling under the mandates below the Parliamentary Entitlements Commission. As a Cabinet, we did make our views known on this. We can only recommend, but we cannot really ask our PEC to terminate any arrangement. But coming back to your question, that's an important question, and I will get the figures as to the cost going forward. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Prime Minister. Honourable MP for Small Malaita.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for this important matter of health and medical arrangement, more particularly members of Parliament. Me understand them also this company or insurance company or that still would pay or that medical expenses or that kind also we go looking doctor any prescriptions we are charging doctors or charging you miss go refund them. Me wanting for if possible Prime Minister have a confirm this one. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Prime Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, the Chairman of the Parliamentary House Committee and the Member of Parliament for Small Malaita on that very important question. I don't have the details in terms of the coverage of the arrangement, but what I know is that if the illness is due to an existing condition where you got in before come, then that does create some difficulties in terms of them processing refunds. We did discuss some of these issues with the PEC as well as the mustard seed representatives. Because there have been, I'm aware, members of parliament, some fella what are able to get them refund logata, some fella they are not able to get their refund and not sell with him. But there are specific conditions and details as to what now this whole arrangement can cover in terms of the illnesses and at what point does an MP expect to get a refund. Even for the illnesses or same, I don't have the details on that, but we will get the details on those, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Prime Minister. Honourable
You know, sir.
Honourable Chairman of PAC.
Thank you, Chairman. Chairman, we are going to host this very important meeting here if supplementary blue minimal or two parts. One, the excess donor pledges that have been pledged. It seems they are not captured in the supplementary. So when will they be captured in the appropriation process? And what's the likely magnitude of that funding that is coming out from donor pledges that in support of us hosting the PIF meeting? That's what that. And the second part is that are we going to run a fully pledged PIF meeting here with all donor partners, invited to attend, or is it going to be scaled down a little bit, less than all the donor partners dialogue? Because no, I'm not going to raise anything about the rumors, but it would appear that we are scaling it down. That's why the provision lawyer am a little bit less than what it could be if we are going to run a fully pledged PIF meeting. Say me resume myself because it would be good if we really run a fully pledged PIF meeting here with all our donors. Not only donors from the UMI, but even the other member countries of the Pacific Island Forum. PIF leaders meeting, it's a leaders club meeting where leaders in the region should be given the space in any member state to run that meeting. So we must be seen as doing the same too, giving the space for leaders here to come and interact in our soil to show that we all have the same vision, to run the narratives of, the Pacific movement. We all talk about the Blue Pacific, the Blue Continent in order, something or something. So we need all our donors to be here. Maybe PM, you can explain to us whether we are going to have the space for all our Pacific member countries, to have all their donor partners to be hosted in that event here. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Prime Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and let me thank the Chairman of the Public Accounts Committee and the Member of Parliament for Central Onera for those two very important questions. But before I respond to his comment, let me once again thank the PAC for his scrutiny of these allocations and, of course, for the two recommendations that are in the report on these allocations. The Office of the Prime Minister, we take note of the recommendations and we will comply in terms of those two recommendations in providing a full report to Parliament in terms of the funds that will be expended for hosting the 54th Forum Leaders Meeting. And I think the recommendation is in terms of the vehicles that will be allocated. Of course, on that we will be working closely with the MID in terms of the reallocation of vehicles after the Forum Leaders Meeting. In terms of the first question that the honourable member has raised in terms of funding, the 5 million there is supplementation. We have in this year's budget 45M, so we are asking for an additional 5 million. Part of the 45M for this year was used during the Honiara Summit Fisheries in February this year, so that's why we asked for the supplementation. In terms of outside support, we have Australia helping with 16 million Solomon dollars in terms of external cash. New Zealand 1.5 million, Papua New Guinea 10 million. These are in SBD, so a total of 27.5 million Solomon dollars in terms of external cash. But we also have support in terms of in kind, and as we have heard from the Minister of Infrastructure Development yesterday, Australia contributing 60 million Solomon dollars to NTF. Part of those allocations will go in terms of improving a number of Honiara roads as part of our preparations for PIF. And of course, Australia, as we have heard from the Minister, is also providing vehicles as well as PRC. So that's in terms of the funding from our partners. I think Indonesia has also pledged to support, and once those Indonesian funds come in, they will go towards improving the Friendship Hall parking area where the plenary session will be. We are unable to put these figures in terms of the appropriation, in terms of the supplementary, especially due to process matters. So that's on the first question, Mr. Chairman. Coming now to the second part, to the second question that the Chairman has raised in terms of the participation the 54th Forum Leaders Meeting. Mr. Chairman, the theme for the 54th Pacific Island Forum Leaders Meeting is "In It Together, Act Now for an Integrated Blue Pacific." So that's the theme, a very, very important theme. Mr. Chairman, the Cabinet has considered and took a decision that we will be deferring. We will defer the post-forum dialogue partners meeting. The reason for the deferment is last year at the Tonga Forum, leaders agreed and mandated the Forum Secretariat as part of the review of the regional architecture to come up with a mechanism in terms of a tiering system for the post-forum dialogue partners. And that report, those recommendations on that process, they should have been ready 31st December 2024. Unfortunately, those recommendations, that report, they are not ready. The idea was for the Honiara Summit by me implementing now these new sets of recommendations about post-forum dialogue partners by him take part. So those recommendations, that report are not ready. So on the basis of that, the Cabinet, in consultation with Troika, we've decided to defer the post-forum dialogue partners. That's quite unfortunate in a way, but I think it's important that the Forum Secretariat does attend to these matters as well, so that as PIF, the centrality of the PIF is important, so that we take leadership, we take direction as to where we want to go. But the new mechanism would have been that all the partners were coming here, a tier system, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, depending on their levels of engagement in the region. Yeah. So that is the information on that. So once the work on that is done, then we'll probably have the post-forum dialogue before the next forum leaders meeting in Palau. So that is on that. But we still have observers and associate members, they will still attend. And observers include bodies like UN agencies, World Bank, the Asian Development Bank. So these observers will still attend the Honera Summit. We will also still have the participation of civil society, NGOs, as well as the private sector. They will still attend the forum meeting. Of course, the main part of the meeting is the forum leaders meeting segment. And we expect to have 16 to 17 forum leaders that will be attending for the plenary session here in Honera and the retreat down at Noro, Western Province for the leaders. So that's the situation, Mr. Chairman, and this has been communicated to the Troika during our meeting on Sunday. I joined them through Zoom. And the Troika has accepted our decision, and they understand the importance of that decision to ensure that we, as the forum, we are ready, the platforms are ready, before we can engage more effectively with our donor partners, the post-forum dialogue partners, which is important in terms of their support towards our region's programs and activities. I thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Prime Minister. Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Thank you, sir. I would have expected in the event that new tiered mechanism stop, that you may continue with the status quo until the new proposals come, then leaders agree, then let's implement the new one. No good now, workable secretary, the delay, then it's a very important part law. With beef meetings here now, this for post-forum dialogue here. And dialogue here too, but get deferred indefinitely. So we have, it seems, little control on timing on when that work will be completed. Is there some indication from Secretariat what time now? This for the recommendations, by ready, the directions they received from Tonga. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Prime Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I thank the Leader of Opposition for his observations and recommendations in terms of carrying on with the current practice. Those considerations were also looked at, but I think it's also important that if we keep on postponing going back to the current practice, and that means unfortunately, there is some laxity on the part of the Secretariat by not implementing leaders' decisions. So what we are doing now is we are sending a signal to the Forum Secretariat that they have to do this work quickly. And hopefully, while we are still, the Forum is under our chairmanship, come September, after September, we will work closely with the Forum Secretary to ensure that this mechanism is in place well before the 55th Forum Dialogue meeting, Forum Leaders meeting in Palau. So that post-Forum Dialogue process can still take place under our chairmanship on new arrangements. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Prime Minister. Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Yeah, thank you, sir. It just seems to me a high price to pay for merely sending a signal. Having all the dialogue partners available to all the leaders together, having all the PIF leaders together comes with regional political capital that could be applied to all the regional donor partners who are engaging in the dialogue process. But if we're merely signaling to the Secretariat, no one, you using deferral for him, it seems to me we're sacrificing a wonderful opportunity just to whip their fingers. They also doing work. Sakim sawal man lo dem. Chairman, sakim mogat money. Or not doing work block. They have to do that work. But thinking for even sacrificing dialogue process here now, it's too much to give away. At this stage, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Prime Minister.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank the Leader of Opposition for those observations, those comments. But also, through experience over the years, whenever we have these Pacific Island Forum leaders meeting, I attended the last two on behalf of former Prime Minister in Cook Islands and Tonga. And this observation is not only from us, but also from other forum member countries. When we host these meetings, of course, we welcome the participation and attendance, as I've said, for post-forum dialogue partners. They are key. But when they're there at the same time with the forum leaders, sometimes that space and opportunity for forum leaders themselves to dialogue and to interact is overshadowed as well by other participants. So the idea as well, apart from giving time for the Forum Secretariat to complete its work, we thought that it would be important that leaders set the directions in terms of the various areas that will be dealing with climate change, the oceans, the Pacific Resilience Facility, the whole lot of issues that leaders need to make additions, set directions, and then we invite our dialogue partners when we are ready with a new mechanism. By the time we have these dialogue partners, leaders are already clear on where and what and how we would like to engage with our dialogue partners going forward. Of course, there are existing programs that we have with them, either through the region and bilateral. And of course, these bilateral programs that we have with our partners, they will not be affected. I thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Thank you. So, and what's the position, therefore, on Oketa donor partners who are locally, they have resident offices, Loyumilo here? Are they able to participate or engage, and which activities now are they able to attend? Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Prime Minister.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Leader of Opposition, for that supplementary question. As I've said, we are now informing the forum leaders, but also the forum secretariat, and they will inform our partners as to the decision that we have taken, and they'll probably also be looking at some of the partners that are on the ground. So we will await the arrangements, specific arrangements from the forum secretariat. Yeah. This is a regional meeting, that is why we have to work closely and liaise with the forum secretariat in terms of these arrangements. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Prime Minister. Let me now, Honourable MP for East Harare.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Prime Minister, for your, I think finally we have a clarity. I've been asking for this question for I think since last year coming, because I suspected exactly this was going to happen. And it has happened, and it's unfortunate. It's just really unfortunate for you, me, as a country. You know, there's 21 dialogue partners here. 21. You know, and a lot of them wanted to come for us to have dialogue with. You know, only a handful, it's 21. And it's a massive missed opportunity. I agree with the Leader of Opposition. You know, if the issue is for the Secretariat, then Troika deal with the Secretariat. If people needs to be fired, then fire them. Sake Mahota. But you cannot use that as an excuse for stopping something that's still in place and agreed to by leaders. Leaders don't agree with this system until they change it themselves. So if it's a slowness, blow piff, Secretariat, then please take that disciplinary action there. And let our partners come. Let our partners, 21 of them, willing to come to Solomon Islands. And it's a big opportunity that we've missed. You know, since we last hosted it in 1992, there's been a growth of partners since that time. Several new ones that are looking forward to come too. And I think the way we've handled this is going to reflect badly on us as a country's chair. It's going to reflect badly and poorly on us. And look at petty, something where I'm small, something and you make it big to us. Handling the Secretariat of the United Nations will happen. You know well, Prime Minister, what the mind by Sakina? If a report that is expected by member states don't come out at the time that I'm supposed to come out, head of departments here, what by fired. These are serious matters, but it's for the Secretariat to deal with. Ask him out the boss of Secretariat to take action against who now in charge of this particular report. It's a report of a structure, tier, important one for sure, but I think it's just a overkill in terms of what we need to do in this particular situation, Chair. And we're asking for increases here again in this budget, knowing full well that perhaps participation might not be that big. So what are we asking for all of this addition for supplementary? We're hearing that Papua New Guinea is contributing some 10 million for this. I wonder what they have to say about this particular. I'm sure they're hoping that partners will be here, dialogue partners. Those that contribute money for this will be hoping that this will be a success. No doubt it will be a success, Chair. All these meetings always end up being a success, but it could have been even more success. Isn't there time or even better late now for changing this back and allow current status to continue while awaiting that delayed paper that the leaders are supposed to adopt here, but perhaps might be adopting later now under the chairmanship of Solomon Islands still? You know, I think there might be still time for us to do this. Let us rescue this, Chair, and not allow this to become something that overtakes what could be a great event for us with some good outcomes, including the theme that the Prime Minister clearly outlined. Really, really important theme that needs many partners to help us make it work and implement too. It's true that, of course, we need to protect our own sovereignty and not allow others to influence. But you, everyone, will be quite powerful enough to stop on this kind of happen, but we're more powerful if we're together as a Pacific Islands region to ensure that all these influences don't overtake us individually, as is already happening in some parts, Bluyumi. So solidarity, Chair, is so important, I think, for us to maintain in the Pacific Island region. That we don't let things like a report or a delayed report, delayed paper from the Secretariat impact upon, potentially impact upon our solidarity. Partners coming expecting to meet our Pacific Islands in this particular setting, which is a premier setting for us in the region. It's such an important setting for any country to host. So I just want to call on the Prime Minister and the Cabinet. You know, if I take a decision here, before this is when there's other people asking about this, what's happening, I think we need to be more transparent. You know, we need to be seen as a reliable partner, even with our Pacific Island community and friends. And I mean, the concerns have been realized, Chair. I've been asking about this since Tonga now. It's just going to be an issue, and it has become an issue. And now we're blaming the PIF, but I think the penalty is something that the PIF should bear, the Secretariat. It's not something that we should penalize our partners, 21 dialogue partners. That's not even including Taiwan. Taiwan's not even in that 21. I mean, it doesn't make sense, this kind of response, Mr. Speaker, sir. And I would humbly call and request Prime Minister and Cabinet, please, you still have some time to really think about this. Tell the Troika, hey, me reconsider. Allow our partners to come. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable MP for Tarare. Honourable Prime Minister.
Thank you, Chairman, and let me thank the Chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee and the MP for East Arare for his observations and comments on this particular matter. The centrality of the forum secretariat is important, as I've said. That means getting ourselves organized as a forum, ensuring that these arrangements, these platforms are in order and are established, so that when we engage with our partners, we engage on the basis of those platforms. Regional solidarity is key, and I believe the decision we've taken will also enhance that regional solidarity and unity in terms of the region being together, of course, on new arrangements. As incoming chair, I would have hoped, as I've said, that these arrangements, new arrangements, should have been ready. Unfortunately, they are not. I don't think they'll be ready by September. There is quite a fair bit of work to do, and it's part and parcel of the review of the regional architecture as well. So the post-forum dialogue mechanism is just one aspect of it. This is not the first time that the post-forum dialogue meeting has been deferred. When Fiji hosted the forum meeting in either 21 or 22, the post-forum dialogue segment of the forum was also deferred because there were some issues at that time as well within the forum family. So this is not the first time that this has happened. Yes, I take a point. We could probably miss out on some opportunities, but I hope that we will make up for this going forward once those new arrangements are in place so that we can fully capitalize by engaging our partners through the tiering process. And even the tiering process at this stage, the details are not clear. A lot of work needs to be done going forward. So that is why, Mr. Chairman, we've made this decision not lightly. We've explored the various angles to this. And of course, we've informed the Troika meeting on Sunday. They understand and then acknowledge and supported the decision that we have taken. I have written to all forum leaders about this decision, as well as Troika's support for this. And the Forum Secretariat, as I've said, will inform all our partners in a good way that this decision is not, we are not sidelining them, we are not forgetting them. It's just that we need to put our house in order, the Forum Secretariat and the Forum member countries, so that when we engage with them, we engage effectively with all our partners. So, Mr. Chair, we can go on discussing this, but certainly this is an important matter that is before us. The foreign ministers will be meeting in Fiji, Suva. I'm sure they will also be looking at these matters as well. I thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Prime Minister. Honourable MP for West Arare.
Thank you, Chairman. Just to join in the discussion, my observation is, Prime Minister, imton no back lo President, part President says, imton no him, let's take a look at something on. Like if failure block Secretariat, failure block at, let's go back to the template originally where him is now, and imton organize him awesome. So that we have a case. Now you talk about Okata no sa put him come report here. And if the twin make him bad upload there, and action, disciplinary action, him come on. So I would go along with the suggestion by Israel Are, reconsider, so that Imtola stand and let us not bow down to precedents and the failure of the Secretariat not coming up with a report needed for this forum. I think there are original templates that we can bank on and Imtola running this one. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable MP for West Arare. Honourable Prime Minister.
I've noted those observations and comments that members have expressed on this very important matter. As I've said, Cabinet has made a decision. We've informed Troika. We are going to inform all the forum leaders. And of course, the Forum Foreign Ministers meeting in Suva will also be looking at these arrangements going forward. But I still maintain, and I would like to believe, that the decision that we have taken in terms of the deferment is the right decision, so that we as a forum and the Forum Secretariat, we work quickly to ensure that these processes are in place, so that come next year in Palau, we do not have to face the same situation that we are now facing. I thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Prime Minister. Honourable
small one,
PAC.
a very small one. But before I ask that supplementary. I just want to thank the sentiments that have been shared by everyone, including, the responses from you. Excellent, Mr. Chairman. So, Chairman, it would seem that possibly all the multilateral donors are going to be exempted from that scale down event here. I heard from you that World Bank will still be coming, possibly UNDP, European Union possibly. So that is excellent. But it would be good to have other partners too. But we missed that opportunity. That's fine. But as the chair of the forum, I thought this would be a good opportunity for you to really, use that and carry, the message that you have done. I think this year we started off with this, what now you call it, sustainable forum, Oceans Summit, sustainable development, and all of that, which, of course, we've all, relied on other multilateral organizations, to work with, on those front. But some of them, have, over the years, sort of, have a diminishing kind of contribution in these areas. They always need other partners, support for lifting water up again also. Yeah? So I hope you are going to find other opportunity to carry that message forward. Such an important message. We just came back from France, Lord Ocean Summit, the Sustainable Development Forum that you had here. I thought that, if we had all those partners together, it would really come up, well authenticated a position to say to the whole world, look, this is what we have come up, in this forum. But anyway, you may scale it down more now. So, supplementary no more, say, can the Prime Minister confirm that other multilateral partners are going to be part of this forum? And that's probably where he's going to hint that dialogue with partners, on, and then possibly revisit them again at a later date, possibly in Palau sometimes later. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Honourable Prime Minister.
Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, the Honourable Chairman of the Public Accounts Committee and the MP for Central Onera for your observations. Comments, very important. As I've alluded to earlier, there are different levels or categories of participants at the Forum Leaders meeting every year. So, of course, as I've said, the post-forum dialogue partners, that meeting, that segment of the forum is being deferred because of the arrangements that I've referred to. But we have bodies, agencies that come under the category of observers, and these include the World Bank, the Asian Development Bank, as well as the UN agencies. They will still be attending the forum in Onera. In addition to the private sector, civil society actors, they will still be attending as well. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Prime Minister. Honourable MP for Mr. Arare.
Thank you, Chair. I think we all know, immigrants have know, this issue is about China and Taiwan. That's pretty much it. I mean, this is what is taking us to this level. So you may know, we play around with them. This is the issue. This is the crux of the issue. I just wanted to ask, in the new tier, as chair we're going in, will you be considering also a category for, say, an entity, we might not call them a country now, but an entity like Taiwan, to participate still, knowing that other members of PIF still have recognized them. Just wanted to ask that here. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Prime Minister.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, the Chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee and the MP for his thorough question. No, I cannot comment on the tiering system yet because the report is not there yet. But once the report by the Forum Secretariat is ready, hopefully before the end of the year or next year, then we will be in a position to comment on the tiering system. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. And with those observations and comments on this head, let me now put the question, and the question is that the sum of $175,842,749 for head 14 stand part of the schedule. Those in favour say aye. Those against say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The sum of $175,842,749 for head 14 now stand part of the schedule. Head 18, next head considered. The question is that the sum of $22,627,552 for head 18 stand part of the schedule. Any member wish to comment on this head? Please refer to pages 102 to 106 of the PAC report. Any comments on this head? Thank you, Honourable Leader of Opposition.
Yeah, me look him go 1 o'clock no more. You will look head there, but head me so too me again. And no me like ask, but you go lunch what time?
Thank you. Is that the question on this head? On your head. Thank you. If there are no further any comments on this, I will now put the question. And the question is that, sorry, Chairman PAC.
Oh yeah. Say, the Kongulai water source. It seems we are always in arrears dealing with Kongulai. And it seems to portray the same picture of how we are dealing with landowners. We are always dealing with landowners. In arrears, same with Goldridge. I think Miva Loke built by same 2 year. Can we sort this matter out when we deal with landowners, so that you may sort him out this problem? But the minister is not here. I don't know who's going to answer this question. When will we regularize treatment of landowners? Lord, the key infrastructures and facilities like this. And in here, Kongulai, you must not. DPM and Tuvalaya story, I think they are going to come up with a beautiful answer on this. But I must say, when will we regularize this issue longer, Kongulai? We are now having to deal with 2024 and then 2025. Next year, we will not be dealing with it, possibly in 2027 by middle one time. Question to the minister who is absent right now. Me no like reporting him, but I'm absent. That when are we going to sort out this issue, Kongulai? Thank you, sir. If no more, you will lunch, no?
Thank you. The minister is not here for those comments. I think the committee. Sorry.
So we can vote no more. You may vote go ahead no more.
Thank you. Thank you, Chairman. So I put it again to the House, to the committee, that the sum of $22,627,552 for head 18 stand part of the schedule. Those in favour say aye. Those against say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The sum of $22,627,552 for head 18 now stand part of the schedule. And honourable members, the proceedings of the committee is interrupted. The proceedings of the committee of supply to be suspended until 3 o'clock this afternoon. The Prime Minister has to go off to the airport to see the Governor General off at 2:30. So, on that note, I'm now suspending the committee and we'll resume at 3 o'clock. Committee suspended.